Shri Sai Ram. Welcome dear students. So today first we will start off with discussing the answers for the questions which were given to you in part 1, and they are very simple, so I am just going to read them out for you. The first question is, what kind of people did Mother Teresa take care of and why? The answer is, Mother Teresa took care of the poor, needy and sick people. She believed all are children of God. She wanted the poor and sick people to feel wanted, loved and cared for. Question 2. How did Mother Teresa force the hospital to take in the sick woman? Answer. She refused to move till the hospital admitted the sick woman for treatment. Question 3. Where did Mother Teresa set up the first home for the sick and the dying? This is extremely simple. In 1952, she set up the first home for the sick and dying at the Dharamshala of the Kali temple, which is in Calcutta. And the fourth question, how did she settle her patients when they were cured? Answer. When the patients were cured, she tried to find some work for those who were able to work. That means those who were able to work, those who were fit to work, she found some work for them, and the others were sent home so that they could spend some time in comfort and happiness. If they did not have a home, Mother Teresa and her team looked after them at the home for the sick and the dying. Question 5. Tick the correct answer to complete the given statement. Malcolm Muggeridge was the interviewer and he interviewed Mother Teresa to A. Know about her work and achievements, know her opinion, test her knowledge for a job. So within these three, what is the answer? Can you tell me? Let's see. Okay. So you are right if you chose. Okay. Fine. Malcolm Muggeridge interviewed Mother Teresa to. Yes, the correct answer is A. Know about her work and achievements. That's your correct answer. Let's move on. So, recap of the lesson so far. A few important points about Mother Teresa which we went over last class. In the last class, we learnt about Mother Teresa. The first one is she was born in South Yugoslavia and came to India at the age of 19. In 1931, she decided to serve the poorest of the poor. Third one, she set up a hospice for the poor and at an abandoned Kali temple. Hospice is nothing but a special hospital where the dying people are looked after. They are people who have very little time left for them. And also she started Missionaries of Charity, Home for the Dying in 1952. Now we are coming to section 2 where we are going to read about a very great and selfless lady called Janaki Iyer. She was very selfless, she was extremely compassionate. So let's move on and read about her. A little distance from the Tarnaka crossroads, you come across a quiet house called Nida, which means refuge. Attached to it is a small school where in the afternoons you will come across many little girls who are domestic workers, learning to read. This is no non-formal education center. Education is a very serious business here. The girls get to write their public exams. Some of them join residential schools after clearing the entrance exams, and some others go for higher studies. So let's see what's written here. See, a little distance from the Tarnaka crossroads, you will see a quiet house called Nida. Nida means refuge, and attached to that house is this small school where in the afternoons you find little girls. They are actually domestic workers, so they come to the school in the afternoons to learn and read. And what else? So this is a no non-formal education center. Education is very serious business here. So what do we mean? This is not a regular, this is a regular school but not in the timings because it is only in the afternoon, so that these girls can work in the morning and then they come here in the afternoon to study and to read, right? So that is why it is a no non-formal education center. But education is taken very seriously. It might be not functioning from 9 to 3 or 8 to 4 like regular schools, but education is taken here very seriously. The girls write their public exams. Some of them join residential schools after writing and clearing the entrance exams, and some others go for higher studies. They might even be going to college and things like that. That's indeed great. And let's move on. Innovative teaching methods help these first generation learners. Field trips, discussion on current events are common features in this school. Ananda Bharati is not just about education. Many people have commented that the children here are transformed into confident individuals and that the values imbibed here stay with them wherever they go. So here we get to see innovative teaching methods are nothing but new ideas, new methods of teaching, that is only innovative teaching methods, and help the first generation learners. What is actually a first generation learner? See, sometimes in the family, in any family, you might be the first person to be educated. So you are a first generation learner, which means you are the first person in your family to be educated. So you are a first generation learner. And then the innovative teaching methods here are field trips, discussion on current events, means what is happening on a daily basis in the world or maybe in India. They are all discussed in this school, right? And they also take them for trips, maybe to a factory or something, how coffee is made or whatever. So it makes it more interesting for the children, more lively. And then Ananda Bharati. Actually, Ananda Bharati is the name of the school, and it is not just about education. They are also teaching other things like knitting, embroidery, stitching. That is not mentioned here, but they are also teaching them knitting, embroidery, stitching, and also music. So it makes it very interesting for these little girls over here. And many people have said that these children grow into confident individuals. Do you know why they become confident? Any idea, any guesses? They become confident because the school is not just teaching everyday teaching, but they are also giving the children some very good values, and these children develop on those values and keep them for a lifetime. That's why they are confident individuals, because they have the right values in life. The woman who runs the school and who has a house in Nida is Janaki Iyer, simply called Ja by her friends. Janaki could well be your neighbor across the wall, babysitting her grandchildren. This sprightly 70-year-old is an unassuming, soft-spoken lady and comes across as a very gentle person. She chooses her words carefully. The precision speaks of a well-ordered mind. So here we see that this lady, her name is Janaki Iyer, and she lives in that house which we saw. That house is called Nida, and she is running the school. She is also called Ja by her friends, J-A, Ja. So that's a very short form, but it's very interesting to hear about it. And also what else? See, she just looks like a very ordinary old grandmother, like how grandmothers are, 70-year-old. But what is the difference about her? She's running the school at her age, which is indeed excellent for her. And not just that, she's very active and sprightly. She's very active at her age also. She wants to educate these little girls who are domestic workers. And she's doing it so selflessly with no motive at all, right? And she's also a very soft-spoken lady, and she's a very gentle person. What else does she do? She speaks very less. That is why they say she chooses her words carefully. Means she thinks about her words and then uses them. And that is why we say well-ordered mind, which means she organizes her thoughts. She knows what she is talking. She does not talk unnecessarily. She has a very balanced mind. Let's move on. She attracts young people to her like bees to honey. Her school, appropriately enough called Ananda Bharati, has attracted many younger professionals in an unprecedented way to lend their time and efforts to this venture. A computer professional helps with the accounts, a linguistics professor teaches Hindi, another professor teaches English, and another teaches music. So now over here we get to see how the school functions, who is teaching and what they are teaching over here. And first of all, they are saying that she's attracting young people like bees to honey. Why is that? Can you guess? It's because she's so active and she's so energetic, she's so excited about what she does. So she attracts many young people to her. And her school's name is Ananda Bharati, that's what the school is called. And it has attracted many young professionals in this school to come and spend their time, to spend their skills and teach these children. And who is teaching? Computer professionals. So these people have also been working, yet they come here, they spend their time, they spend their talent and teach. They look after the accounts. Linguistics professor is nothing but a language professor. So what is saying? A language professor teaches Hindi, another professor teaches English and another music. So they have Hindi, English, music, and here what they have not mentioned is they also have a medium of instruction which is Telugu. That is not mentioned here. Telugu is also a medium of instruction. And despite the preponderance of highly educated teachers, Janaki has been able to attract and retain teachers from underprivileged backgrounds. When a child needs to be put into a residential school or needs to go in for higher studies in college, Janaki has many friends who help in sorting out the myriad problems that crop up. Sandhya Rani, a 15-year-old, says that she liked the combination of studies with vocational training. So here again we come to know a little more about teachers and also about one of the students in this slide. So they say preponderance. What is preponderance? Preponderance is nothing but superiority in power. So what they mean is, though they have highly educated teachers in this school, but yet Janaki, the lady who runs this school, she still gets teachers from underprivileged backgrounds who are equally capable. So that means she does not have that, oh, this is a highly educated teacher and this one is coming from the underprivileged. She does not have any discrimination at all. She treats them all very equally. And also, some see when after they grow big, these girls, they also finish the exams and all that. Sometimes they go into a regular school like a residential school. Some of them go in for higher studies in college. So that time she has friends who can help these girls join the residential schools or in college. Myriad is nothing but many amount of problems. That means it's not one or two but many huge amount of problems. Right? So her friends help her in sorting out this huge amount of problems. And Sandhya Rani, she was a student of this school and she said that she liked this combination of studies with vocational training. Vocational training means like knitting, embroidery, stitching and music. That is our vocational training. That's not our regular studies, right? So she liked this combination of education with vocational training. Here they are saying Janaki Iyer is doing a yeoman service to these domestic workers by educating them. I am getting a lot of help from committed teachers and young enthusiastic professionals who volunteer to help in the school. I am very thankful for it. So here they are saying that Janaki Iyer is doing a very useful service by educating these domestic workers. Yeoman is useful service. And here Janaki Iyer is thanking these young and enthusiastic professionals who are volunteering and helping her to educate the domestic workers in her school. So she is very grateful to them. She is not boasting that I am doing it. No. She is very thankful for the others, for all the sincere and committed teachers and these professionals who are helping her. So she is practicing a lot of gratitude in her life. With such committed social workers, there is hope on the horizon. Why do we say this? Because these people, the teachers and the social workers are so committed. Social workers, Janaki Iyer is a social worker here and she is very sincere, she is very regular in what she is doing. Because of such people only, we can see a lot of hope in educating the underprivileged and also the domestic workers. And now let's move on to the summary. Summary is just, we are making it very short for you here, whatever we discussed, very short and brief. Let's look at it. Janaki Iyer is a 70-year-old woman who is very different from other women of her age. She teaches girls who are domestic helpers and who therefore cannot attend a formal school. Janaki Iyer's non-formal school is called Ananda Bharati. The school has very highly qualified teachers and other staff. The aim of the school is to educate the students as well as to make them strong and confident people with values and skills which will stay with them all their lives. So here they tell us Janaki Iyer is a 70-year-old woman, but she is different from women of her age. She is teaching the girls who are working in other people's houses or some other work that they do, and that's why these girls, they are not able to attend a formal school, maybe from morning to evening and such. So Janaki Iyer's non-formal school is called Ananda Bharati, and the school has very good, highly qualified teachers and other staff. The aim of the school is to educate the students as well as to make them strong and confident people. And how do they make them strong and confident? They do this by giving them values, the right values in life, and also by teaching them skills. Skills meaning saying like, teaching them music, teaching them embroidery. These are all skills which will stay with these girls and the other children all their lives. This will help them in their lives throughout. Now, here is a quote by Sir APJ Abdul Kalam. We all know him and he is such a great inspiration to me and to you, I am sure. What does he say? Teaching is a very noble profession that shapes the character, caliber and future of an individual. If people remember me as a good teacher, that will be the biggest honor for me. That's what Sir Abdul Kalam is saying. So he's saying teaching is a very highly noble profession that shapes the character, caliber is ability and future of an individual. He says people remember me as a good teacher, that is the highest mark of respect for him. So he feels that that is the highest mark of respect for him if you remember him as a good teacher. And now let's come to the vocabulary meanings, innovative, introducing new ideas, methods, imbibe, develop, sprightly, active and lively, unassuming, modest, humble, simple. So unassuming means simple. See, we read in the lesson that Janaki Iyer is a very unassuming lady, which means she is very modest, she is a very simple lady. Unprecedented, not matched by any previous example, preponderance, superiority in power or influence, yeoman service. Yeoman service means a useful service. And let's move on to our activity time, which is question time. And I will be sharing some questions. Please find the answers. We'll discuss and check with them in part 3 of chapter. First question is, who set up Ananda Bharati school and for whom? Second question, Ananda Bharati is a non-formal school, but the author says this is no non-formal education center. Why does the author say that? 3. Describe Janaki Iyer in 60 to 80 words. Fourth question, who are the people who helped Janaki Iyer in her words? Right? In her work. And these are all simple, easy questions. It's already there in the text. Please read, go through it. The fifth question, this is the easiest of the all. Choose the correct options to complete the following statements. A first generation learner is a person who goes to school for the first time, who is the first in the family to go to school, who learns about first generation. So you just need to tick whether this is right, this one or this one. And the second portion is, a well-ordered mind is a mind that is in order, a balanced mind, a fit mind. So you have to select whether which is correct from one of the three, right? The sixth question. This is, I am sure, interesting for all of you because it is just a true or false, which we all like. Say whether the following are true or false. A. Ananda Bharati is located in a house called Nida. Is it true or false? I am not going to give you the answer, you find out. B. Ananda Bharati does not prepare girls for public exams. C. At Ananda Bharati, children are transformed into confident individuals. D. Many professionals teach at the school. E. The school has a combination of highly educated teachers and teachers from the underprivileged class. F. Janaki Iyer has to handle all the problems alone. Where you have to state whether all these are true, whether all of them are false. Okay? So that's about it for now. Thank you. Sai Ram.